Uh, Hello, friends. So it has been uh, almost 2 months that this pandemic has started. This COVID-19 pandemic, which was started in Wuhan, China, in the region. So the thing is, it has been two and almost 3 months. About it was an epidemic in China, then it spread all over the world. So all of us right now, we know a bit of a little or a more about. We all have the basic knowledge that what about this virus, and it is it severely affects attack the respiratory organs basically. It is a COVID. It is called COVID-19 by UN at first. Later, it is identified as SARS virus, SARS-CoV-2, because it is its parent virus. It's you can say its cousins, SARS virus and MERS virus. So all of us know that it comes from bat, and from bat, some say from bat to snake, and from snake to human. See, these viruses are zoonotic virus, and zoonotic virus has to have a jump. These pathogens, they live in animals, especially like wild animals, in any animals, especially wild animals. So these animals has virus, and from one animal to another animal it jumps, and it mutates in each and every body, and then it jumps to human. And one human get infected, and it spreads the infection one by one, and it is these viruses especially are very much contagious. They spread faster. So like flu virus, a lot of other flu viruses have been originated in China. And why these viruses have been originated in China? The reason behind it is mass wildlife consumption, mass meat consumption of wild animals. So what happens is there are flus from chicken, bird flu, and that also originates in many parts of the China, and all other corners of world as well. 2009 swine flu pandemic was originated from Mexico, and it also quite created a chaos, but not at this scale. See, we have to understand that the SARS virus, which was from bat to a civet cat, and from a civet cat to a human, it jumped. It also quite created a sort of a epidemic, and that also spread all over the world. And SARS was this COVID-19, or the SARS-CoV-2 virus's parent virus. So when the bats or the civet cats or the all sort of wildlife, so when it is brought down from black market, or by all the smugglers and everywhere, they are put together in a very confined, a very crowded environment. There are a lot of animals, and all lot of wild animals. So there are a lot of chances to viruses jumps from one animal to another animal. It gets mutated, and when it is butchered live in Wuhan, Wuhan, China, there are a lot of wet markets. It's very famous for wildlife meat consumption, and Chinese has their history. Basically, how did they develop this mass consumption of wildlife? So that I will get into it in later. So the thing is, when it spreads at this fast level, it creates a pandemic. And nowadays, in 2003, much lesser people used to travel. If you see the global travel and everything, it has increased each and every year. And nowadays, whole world is in a big, everyone is connected and everyone is traveling. So this virus, this infection travels fast, very fast. And it sort of created a lot of pandemic. So this virus is basically, as we all know, spreads through coughing and sneezing to droplets. And also this virus, right now scientists are have got the knowledge that it is also a little bit airborne, not maybe as airborne as measles virus, for viruses for measles or chicken pox, but it is airborne. So, and this particular virus tends to survive more in the surface, in your hand and the hard surfaces as well. Researchers suggest that. And this virus, why there is no cure, why very much information is available, because this is a very new virus. It was like when there was influenza pandemic. It killed perhaps 10 million all together. World War One and World War Two, not that much of casualty altogether. How much influenza virus killed, and it was called the Spanish flu, and because the Spanish press largely talked about it. No one knew from where it originated. Some says that it was originated in Kansas, from a military training center. So the thing is, when at that time a new virus, it spreads this fast and very little research has been available about that virus, it creates a lot of confusion. The data and everything is not sufficient. And right now everyone is talking about vaccine. Vaccine is not that easy to get, because vaccine takes time. Preparing vaccine will take time. Not just enough research about the virus, not just about making an antidote or a vaccine, but the vaccine has to be tried. There are a lot of stages. You have to do animal testing, you have to do then human trial, and it is a quite long process. And in laboratory, lot of simulations and lot of things. But right now, fortunately, we have lot more advanced technology in our world, in various countries. They have supercomputing ability. They have modern genetics and lot of other things. A lot of new research and lot of data are available, but it will take time, at least 1.5 years. However, I have shared in my Facebook a lot of information regarding this pandemic. I have been following this pandemic when it broke in China, and what I have shared as well is there is a pill which is tried in Wuhan and in Seattle as well, where the first infection has happened in Wuhan, and also used in US, in Seattle, Washington. So this pill is able to slow down some symptoms maybe, but it is not still it is not clear will it work or not. They have tried it in very much like in Wuhan and Seattle. So pretty much there are not enough research available, not any cure is available. Only thing which is available when anyone is affected is they are given the life support. They have given kept in isolation in ICU, and doctors are using lot of antibiotics they are giving you. In some cases they are combining malaria medicine, they are combining swine flu medicine, and they combining also HIV medicine. Because why? This virus not only attack your respiratory organs, especially those who are elderly, those whom immune system is down. They are in very much risk. They are at very much risk. Another thing is, it also attacks your immune system. Lot of people, the data suggests in China, in Italy, that lot of these people who died, they had very low count of T cells. They are protective, like they are warrior cells, which protects you from all sort of infections. So they are attacking. This virus is attacking, is so much advanced in attacking. They are harming our body's T cells, and